It's Wellness Nerd Out time! What's going on, you guys? Happy Wellness Nerd Out time! And today is a great day, and you know why that is. It's Hunter Shuon's birthday! Happy birthday, Hunt! I saw you before, and I'm going to see you again soon. Very much so, hopefully. What up, Johnny? How you doing? And Mike, how you doing, cuz? What's going on, baby? Thank you guys for hopping on. Today's a good one. And we got J-Mo kicking it with us today, so there you go. We get a friend, and we also can't forget this. It's Joey Morneau's birthday. Happy birthday, Joey. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, having some fun, no longer under the sun, but I hope you did earlier, and I hope you really enjoyed your day. We'll talk about both those great guys at the end, but as for now, let's start talking about uridine monophosphate heptahydrate disodium. And I say the whole name laughing because don't even worry, and the 5' part, don't even worry about that. It's uridine 5' monophosphate heptahydrate disodium. But it doesn't matter. All we're going to talk about is uridine. We're not even going to break down the rest of it, all right, because that is what is important in our functional and applicable discussion to your life for today. So when we talk about uridine, right, what do we know of uridine or uridine, however you want to say it? Well, we know it's a nucleoside, right? And we know that we have our other nucleosides. We have adenosine, we have guanosine, thymidine, and cytidine, right? And all of these are used. Now, we only have the U in our RNA, right? And we know that, where, we have replacement for A, but it doesn't matter. We know that all together, they are used to form our major information carrier molecules in the body, and that is our DNA and RNA, right? So we all know that. We all have known that. But yeah, maybe you haven't been in school for a long time, so we'll refresh it, in case you forgot them. But on top of that, what we forget about is these constituents of our DNA and our RNA. The nucleosides themselves play a vital role in cellular metabolism in the body. They play a vital role in cellular metabolism. So that's very interesting. Now you're like, wait, thought they're part of DNA. How do they play a role in metabolism? What does the A stand for in ATP? Adenosine, right? Adenosine triphosphate. How often do we talk about ATP? We talked about it a lot in our discussions of cellular respiration and energy production, right, in the body. And that is one example, right? Our major carrier of energy in the body is in the form of that ATP. So we see how adenosine is very involved in cellular metabolism. What about uridine? Well, before we get into it, let's quickly say, for those of you who just want to get to the point and then get off the video, because I totally understand, right? This is the major functions we got of uridine are cognitive enhancement, improved cognition overall. So for acting as a nootropic, uridine is a phenomenal supplement. It crosses the blood-brain barrier to have some potent effects in improving cognition. Now, on top of improving cognition, it's also known to improve brain health in general. It contributes to brain health. And one example there, among many, but one we'll talk about today because we don't have all the time in the world, is providing some constituents for necessary for the structural integrity of our cell membranes, of our neurons, and of other cells throughout the body, not just in the brain, the central nervous system, right, but throughout the entire body. So that's a pretty important thing, right? And on top of that, uridine has been known to regulate sleep. It promotes sleep. So it doesn't mean that when you're going to take it, you're going to get tired, right? It's also involved in cellular metabolism. Now the body will do with it what it needs to, what it wants to at the moment. Okay, so you can take it in the morning. It'll give you energy, but when the nighttime comes around, right, you will be feeling pretty good in terms of getting ready to go to bed because it's a regulator of it, people. Now, one way it's involved in metabolism is uridine. Uridine is used to form UTP. So we talked about ATP, right? Now, UTP is necessary to activate specific substrates which are just molecules that enzymes act on, right? So uridine activates molecules that other enzymes act on in cellular metabolism. That's simple. So it's involved in cellular metabolism, right? And that's why I said that at the beginning. But if you're curious as to how, I think that's some pretty neat stuff. If you're interested in some pathways and things like that, and you want to talk about it, I would love to. It's really cool. But for all intents and purposes, to just get the points across, let's move on for now. So that's another neat thing about uridine. Now, uridine can also be converted into another nucleoside that we had mentioned, cytidine, right? And cytidine can form CTP. Now, CTP is something that promotes, that is essential in essence, right? To promote the bolstering, the structural, functional improvement of our neuronal cell membranes, and that is through glycerol phosphate, right? A glycerol and a phosphate, right? So we talked about alpha glycerol phosphorylcholine, and that was another example. When you hear that glycerol phosphoryl, right? Because we have a glycerol and a phosphate group, right? In our cell membrane, right? Our fatty lipid bilayer, right? Our lipid bilayer. So that's another way through, indirectly at least, being converted to cytidine again, forming CTP, promoting glycerol phosphate. Structural integrity of membranes. Another cool thing. So when we talk about what it is aside from a nucleoside technically, when we're talking supplement-wise, well, you could actually consider uridine a pseudo-vitamin. So what is a pseudo-vitamin? This stuff is fake. What are you telling me? Pseudo. It's not, it's not a vitamin. They call it a pseudo-vitamin because it isn't necessarily an essential vitamin or mineral, is uridine, right? But having said that, it does play a vital role in the body, in bodily processes in general. And we talked about how, especially in cellular metabolism, brain health, and promoting natural regulation of sleep, right? So some pretty good stuff. So get your uridine, people. It ain't cheap, but it is well worth it. It's a fantastic supplement. And the serving size usually, if you get it from like Nootropics Depot, it's about 250 milligrams. It's a tiny bit. Get your scales, weigh it out. I'm not making any recommendations for you to eye out stuff and throw it in a cup. But uridine monophosphate, put it on your next shopping list. You neurohacker nootropic stackers, because it's some pretty good stuff. And even if you're not one of those people and you just care about your brain and your body, well, it's really great. So that's our discussion for today on uridine monophosphate, heptahydrate disodium. Now, having said that, let's get to the real important stuff today. Happy birthday, Hunt. Happy birthday, man. I love you, dude. I really do. I love you. You're a great dude, and I've known you forever. When I think of Hunt, I don't even think I've ever told you this, but I think of somebody that is really naturally bright and sees through people's BS, where you don't just like take random information and you're like, oh yeah, sure, you're an agreeable guy in the sense that, you're down to do some fun stuff. Like, absolutely. This is all meant as a compliment, as you know. But, Hunt, he's going to keep you honest, because, he's a sharp guy and he's very independent in his mode of thinking, and it's a highly respectable quality I've always respected about you, man. I really have. And, I hope you've had a great day aside from when I saw you today. Not that we didn't have a good time then, we did. I hope the rest of your day has been great. I hope you had a fantastic dinner before, and I'm excited to see you again tonight. So I hope I get to, but if I don't, a very happy birthday to you, my brother. This one is for you. Joey Morneau, happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday, you Canadian bastard. I hope you're having a great day. And look, James was coming to say happy birthday to you guys too. There he is. Joey, man. When you think of Joey, I think it's somebody that he just never stops smiling. I don't think Joey could not smile if he tried. I think, you would think he had like plastic surgery to just like stick him like this, But he's just a really happy guy. He's just got a great heart, great intentions all the time. Always just speaking from his heart. And a guy who's got nothing to hide and just, nothing Hunt does. Hunt's the same way. He speaks from his heart. He got nothing to hide. But Joey, man, you're a great dude. I haven't seen you in a long time, and when I think of you, I think of the smile, man. I really do. I think you're always being so happy and having great energy, and it's always a pleasure to be around you. And it's fun to play some rugby with you too. Hope I get to do that at some point soon. Now that COVID's not a real thing anymore, and we can actually go run around and touch each other and hang out. It sounded weird, but we can play games. It'll be fun. Maybe we could do something, meet up in Vegas or whatnot. But regardless, both of you have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you very much, folks. That's your discussion for the day on uridine. And I hope you got something out of it. Most importantly, have a fantastic rest of your night. And we'll see you tomorrow, people. Thank you very much. Let's see who we got here before we're up. Chief, that's right. Johnny, what's up, my brother? You get it? That's right. ATV is everywhere. You're right, yeah. You're damn right. It is. Queen Bee, how you doing? And Gito, my man, what's going on? You guys, thank you for hopping on. I hope you got something good out of it. And we'll talk to you later. Have a great rest of your night, people.